to this segment of the EH Walks instructional videos for the DynaPrep MDSF, the newest generation of pipe cutting and beveling split frame machine tools. The MDSF is engineered to offer greater versatility, faster setup, higher performance, and tooling savings versus competitive machines. This is the MDSF DynaPrep split frame. This is the lower and upper half, the slides, motor, square, toolkit, mallet, and manual. A simple but important innovation of the MDSF is its two-tool operation. Every nut and bolt used in the setup and operation of the MDSF is either 13mm or 19mm. The metric sizes were chosen for their interchangeability with 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch sizes. Today we're going to go through the setup of the DynaPrep MDSF. We're going to mount a 14-inch machine onto a 10-inch pipe. We'll be putting the extension legs on and indicating the machine end to be concentric with the pipe. We're going to be mounting our machine on this 10-inch stainless steel pipe. Here we have the leg extension, which slides right over the standard leg and locates into position with a spring-loaded locating pin. We're going to be mounting the DynaPrep onto the pipe. As you can see in the joint, there are no dowel pins. This is our patented V-lock technology that uses a V shape and a key and a shoulder bolt. As you'll see, when we put it together, it'll snap right together. Once you have the DynaPrep mounted onto the pipe, we'll tighten the rotating ring the rest of the way. Just snug them up. It's still not clamped. And then engage the clamp bolts in the stationary. Now that we have the DynaPrep mounted on the pipe, we're going to center it. We'll take our measurements by each leg and then make our adjustment. Once we've adjusted, we'll check to see that we're centered at every point. Now that the machine is centered on the pipe, we're going to check for squareness. It's very important to check in more than one location. All right, we'll make a slight adjustment right here. Double check. Now we can finish tightening it down. Now that we have the DynaPrep mounted on the pipe, centered and squared, we'll remove our ring locking pins. Next, we're going to mount the slides. This is a 2.5 inch stroke slide. Every slide has a series of holes on the back, which made up with 2 pins on the rotating ring. It's important to mount your slide as close to the pipe as you can get without touching. Then we use our tool to bring our quick mount swing clamps in. Every slide has these series of index marks which correspond to the number of locations that they can be mounted in, and you'll see that this is lined up on mark number 4. Also, this slide has been mounted on mark number 4. Next, we're going to mount our trip. The trip has a series of 6 holes. Every location corresponds to a detent. So when you mount it, you can actually hear it. There, click. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. And now our trip is lined up with our slide. Same wrench is used to tighten trip and location from the back. Standard wax tooling comes with every machine. Every machine will have a parting blade and an insert holder, wrench, and insert. You'll need to assemble the insert to the holder. Just remove the hold down screws, place the insert, and replace the screws. Right, the insert holder holds our duo edge insert. One cutting edge here, and when it's done you flip it over and you have a second cutting edge back here. Now that we have our machine mounted with the tool slides, we'll take this opportunity to double check how well we've centered the machine. So we'll take our parting blade, put it in kind of backwards to the way it would cut, and just bump it against the pipe. Tighten the screw, only finger tight. Now we will spin our slide around to the 4 leg locations and make our fine adjustment. Here we are double checking the deviation from one side to the other and making final adjustments. Now that we've made our final adjustment to center the machine, we'll install the tooling. This slide has 2.5 inches of stroke, and you can see that the tool saddle is about in the middle of the stroke. We're cutting 1/2 inch wall, so we only need about 1/2 inch of stroke. Looks like we have about 1 inch. If we were cutting heavier wall, we would want to make sure that the slide is retracted further back, giving us the full advantage of the stroke. In order to do this, we can disengage our worm gear here. Here you see you have a knurled knob with 2 little lines that have red paint in them. When they're in line with the travel of the slide, they're engaged. If you rotate it clockwise and then simply unscrew the worm gear, it's now disengaged, and I can put my wrench on the back of the slide and rapid advance or retract. So again, for our purpose today, I'll leave myself about 1 inch of stroke. Re-engage my worm. Make sure those lines are in line so it's in the lock position, and now I can install the tool. Go ahead and put the tool all the way to the pipe. And now I can use my fine feed knob to give myself a little bit of clearance to the pipe. Now I'm going to install the 37.5 degree 1 inch tool holder with the duo edge insert and just sliding it right in there. And you can see that my saddle is too far forward. So I'm going to disengage my worm and retract this slide. Give myself plenty of room for chip clearance. And again, just bring it right up to the pipe. Snug it down. I'll put my cover back on. Secure my bit and re-engage my worm. All right, now I'm going to do the same. I'm going to back this tool off away from the pipe. All right, now we have our machine mounted with slides and tooling. We'll want to do a quick check that the machine will spin around without running into the pipe. Here we're checking our trip location, which is in the correct location. Star wheel engages properly. If by chance we locate our trip in the wrong location, every one of our slides has this unique safety feature of a ramp on the leading edge of the slide. I'll move it to the wrong position so we can see how that works. Here you can see the trip is clearly mounted in a position where the slide is going to hit it, but because of the ramp, the pins are just pushed out of the way. No crash takes place. All right, so now we're going to mount our 3 horsepower right angle drive air motor. No tool is required. Line the drive key up. You can help support the motor with your shoulder if need be. When removing the air motor, support the motor and push up on the lever. All right, now we're going to mount the 4 horsepower straight drive motor. It's a spline shaft. Once you put it in, you can rotate, basically put the handle wherever you want, and then clamp it. This is the right angle drive used with all of the straight drive motors, 3 and 4 horsepower air and the hydraulic motor. Reduces the amount of clearance you need behind the machine. So put that in there, and you can see you can rotate it to any location. Clamp, and now we'll put our air motor in. The face gear of the MDSF allows positioning of the motor in almost any position. All right, we're going to do a cut with our MDSF DynaPrep. We have our machine mounted on the pipe, centered. We've mounted our slides, and we've placed our tooling into our slides. We're going to advance our tooling up close to the pipe. We'll use the rapid advance on our slide by disengaging the worm. And we'll bring our cutters up about 1/16 away. We can use the fine feed knob to bring that in a little closer. All right, now we're going to mount our air motor. With its ability to simultaneously cut and bevel, the DynaPrep MDSF delivers a weld-ready surface finish in minutes, even on difficult materials like stainless steel. That concludes this segment on the EH-Walks DynaPrep MDSF, whose performance, ease of use, and versatility is redefining the weld prep machine tool category. Look for additional videos on the setup and operation of the MDSF standard counterbore, OD tracking slides, FFC and FFR flange-facing modules, and the MDSF-based ECC and EICC casing cutters. Thanks for watching.